Hi there, welcome to part 22, and we're fairly getting through the advanced manual, and there will be some more pages going through this part. Hi. This is part 22 and it's covering changing settings in auto gain and overlay. The recording information displayed for pictures is taken with multiple exposures, and the recording information for the last picture taken is registered. And then it's overlaid. If you select on, you can apply multi-exposure to previously recorded images. It's a lot easier than it sounds, honestly. And then it's shutter type, changing them from mechanical to electronic or electronic to mechanical. There's a vast difference in what shutter speeds that are available, and also what registers on your camera. The electronic shutter, when people say to you how much shutter activation has it had, well, in this camera you can't tell them. Yes, you can tell them the mechanical amount, but you cannot tell the electronic amount. And that's why they worry about the shutter. But to be honest, you're probably using it only 50% of the time anyway, because you're using the electronic settings. Well, I do. I don't know what everybody else does. And then, I know we've had the flash, but this is also red eye removal. It's how to get rid of it within a program. So you could just leave it permanently on if you want, and then bang away with your flash, and the camera, being a clever little thing, will sort it all out for you. And the ISO limit set. This is a way of setting a limit that it won't go over, because it can go up to tremendous amounts. And I have mine set at 800. But usually I'm in manual. That's only if I forget, I leave it in 800, because that's, in any of the automatic modes, that would be the maximum it would go to. But usually I work around 80 to 125, 200. That's where I am. And I'm quite happy with that. And then it shows you how to do the ISO increments. The sensitivity for every 1/3 EV, electronic EV. I nearly said electronic valuation. Right, and then extended ISO. This raises it and lowers it to ridiculous amounts. The ideal setting for the ISO on this camera, the sweet spot, is 125. That's the best it'll ever be. And also between f2.8 and f4, well, the lens only goes somewhere around there. It's widest setting, so you please yourself. It really is that sort of choice. You please yourself. And then it has a long shutter, and the camera automatically removes noise that appears when the shutter becomes slower. The shutter speed becomes slower to take pictures of night scenery, so you can take pretty darn good shots. I think that'll do for part 22, and we'll worry about part 23 later. Stick with it. Thanks for watching, and enjoy using that FZ2000, FZ2500 or FZH1. They're all the same camera. This is your first few pages. This one covers multi-exposure, when you can use it, when you can't. You can see it's quite easy to do and enjoyable. And this is changing the settings in it. The rest of the pages are at the end of this video. Hello and welcome to part 22. And we start off with multiple exposures. It's a semi-automated system, and it's really quite fun to do. I've put some of the pages at the front of the video this time, so you can actually see there's little photos on it for you to have a look at and have a play with it. So as we usually start off, we'll stick the camera on. and then we'll go to menu, go across to the red, make sure you're on the recording menu, and then come back to the right again. And you are looking for multi-exposures. I'm going to use this dial to go through it. There's a lot of them. It's page 7 pages. There you are, multi-exp, and we'll accept that. And you've got start, auto gain on, and overlay. My overlay's off. Now the auto gain, if you select off, all exposure results are superimposed as they are. Not so clever sometimes. To compensate the exposure is necessary. That's down to you to do that, not the camera. If you select overlay, if you select on, you can apply multi-exposures to previous recorded images after start is selected. Images on the card will be displayed. Selecting a raw image and press the menu set will let you proceed to recording. It doesn't work in time-lapse shot and it doesn't work in stop motion animation. But you'll see that in the manual as well. Now I think if you've been watching my videos, you'll know I've mentioned electronic and mechanical shutter. The camera has both, and to get there you go to menu and you're looking for shutter type. Again, I'll use the dial. There, next one down. And mine's set on MSHTR, which means it's on the mechanical shutter to take any pictures. There's another setting which is there, ES, that's obviously electronic, you can guess that one. Or there's auto, and the camera decides which one it's going to do. It's really down to personal preference. I prefer the mechanical shutter to the electronic sometimes. It depends how fast I want the shutter to go. So you take your choices really. Your mechanical shutter will go from B, that's the bulb setting, 1/60th of a second. Yeah, that doesn't mean 1/60th, it means a minute, to 1/4000th of a second. In electronic shutter, it goes from 1 full second to 1/16,000th of a second. Big difference. Now we move on to red eye removal. Camera does it all automatically for you in PASM, in the panoramic mode, scene mode, and the arty mode. So to get there, you go menu. Make sure you're in the record setting. Bring it back to this side to highlight this side. And go down a couple. I'll use the down arrow this time. This control here is like a star. There's an up, a left, a right, and a down. And I call it arrows. But there's no arrows there, okay? And you'll see mine's is off. But there's your choice, off or on. And then if you come out of there, you don't have to come out of there, go down one, you've got an ISO limit set. Now I've got mine set to 800 ISO. You can set yours at whatever you want. It will select the optimal ISO sensitivity with set values, but that will always be the limit in auto. You know, I'm always saying I work with my camera and manual, and I do. But if you have to run and gun, I keep a maximum ISO set on my camera just in case I press the button and I can't get the time to go into manual and set it up. And then ISO increments, the one down below that. This is just values, 1 EV. You've got 1/3 EV and so on and so forth. There. That simply means you can adjust the ISO sensitivity for every 1/3 that you want to use it. I leave mine on 1 EV. You please yourself. I'm not here to make you do things. I'm only here to show you where they are. Then there's extended ISO. This one I do use. Next one down, extended ISO, off, on. Now, if it's on, you can then extend your ISO from 80 to, I think it's 24,000. I would never ever want to shoot up there. But I can understand people at night time using it and living with a grain. I have to live with gain whenever I'm doing my videos. And that's just a fancy word for grain as well, I think. And then you've got long shutter down below that. I'm going to touch that one just to show you how to do the touch screen. Long shutter, touch again, on or off. You'll notice I've got mine on. Now the camera then automatically removes noise that appears when the shutter speed becomes slower to take pictures of night scenery, just what we were talking about a minute ago. And it says in the manual, which I've got the pages up, so you can take beautiful pictures. 70 years I've been taking pictures and I've never got a beautiful one yet, so you have to practice a little bit. Yeah, you have to practice. Practice is the name of the game. Thanks for watching. Bye. And here we are at the other pages of what we've been talking about. Stop them, pause them, take a note of them, the time that you spotted the bit you wanted to read or whatever. Have your camera in front of you and then you can practice doing all these things. There's ISO limits and there's increments. All handy stuff to know about. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed doing it, then I always do or I wouldn't do them. Bye. Well, we've reached the end of part 22 and thanks for watching. You could give me a thumbs up or a like or don't like and a thumbs down. And also if you subscribe, you will know when part 23 is issued. And 24 and 25 and 26 and 20...